This is the third 50K eval that I had passed this year, and I had passed it in 8 days. But if you clicked on this video, most likely you don't really care about that part. You care to know the changes that I had made to help me pass this eval. Especially if you're a recurring viewer, because you had probably seen last video, I had failed 2 of them in the same amount of time. So we're gonna go over the key changes that I made that helped me out tremendously to pass this eval. What's next moving forward now that I have 2 funded accounts? And if you care about any entertainment, we'll go over some key moments in this challenge that really set the tone. But if you're new here, my name is Shane. I've been trading for about 2 years, futures, 4 years total, but I've yet to make a single dollar in payouts. But this year, I'm looking to change that. This year, my goal is to go from $0 in payouts to $73,000 in payouts. Now, 73,000 is a very specific number, you may ask. And the reason why I'm choosing that number is because it'd be 24% more than what I made last year at my job. However, there is a major catch. I do not want to spend over $10,000 in prop firm expenses alone. However, if I do, I will have failed this challenge. So if you want to know if trading prop firms can actually replace a salary, subscribe, because that's what I'm here to find out. All right, so before we go into the changes, let's look at the stats so we can have a little bit of context. All right, so it was a total of 8 trading days. We started trading essentially on the 26th, so 1, 2, 7, 8. 8 trading days total. Now, as far as metrics, we could kind of look at 57% win rate over 35 trades, and then the 88% trade expectancy, which I'm actually quite surprised we were like in a positive win rate. And the only reason why I'm quite surprised is because I felt like I was taking a lot more losses. And maybe that's because I was a lot more tilted this time. I think it is always good to kind of take a look at the expectancy curve to kind of see. As you can see, like from the 12th trade to the 18th trade, we kind of in a downhill spiral, and then we kind of had picked it back up from there, which is kind of good to see. I like to seeing the steady movement here. Maybe like increasing would be a little bit better, but the steady is good enough for trading the prop firm game. Now we're gonna go ahead and look into some of the key changes that I made that substantially gave us different results from this account here, which was my 17th evaluation with Apex. A 17th evaluation with Apex, as you can see, didn't go so well, and this got blown. So we lost a lot more than just 1,800. All right, so if you haven't seen last week's video, one of the major changes that I made was enforcing my cooldown window. Now, in last week, I had talked about how there are tilt-inducing moments. These are moments where it causes you to build up the tilt a lot faster. And the key solution to that was to have a cooldown period from when you took trades. My problem last challenge was that I was taking trades too frequently and I was over trading, which is a massive red flag to your expected value. So that was the biggest change that I had made. The second major change is kind of ironic because beforehand, the biggest change that I wanted to make was I wanted to start jumping the gun with my setups. However, I didn't jump the gun. If anything, I became a lot more conservative with this challenge. This trade selectivity paired with my cooldown period for trades really helped keep me at a level head for the most part, okay? And what I would say, like, and I'm gonna say this again, if you're a scalper, really think about having a cooldown period between your trades. I know it feels like you're gonna miss out on like some trades. You are gonna miss out on some of them. But that's okay. You gotta remember you're a scalper. You're gonna have multiple opportunities that's gonna come through a day, anywhere from 20 to 30 trade setups you can take. So it's okay to miss out on some of them just to experience what a cooldown feels like, because it really is game changing, at least for me. I'm speaking from personal experience of what happened last challenge account versus this one. And then the last major change that I made is, I don't know if I talked about it in the last video where I had blown both of those eval accounts, but I think I talked about it in some video. I'm not sure. Anyway, regardless, one of the biggest things that I wanted to make sure that I did was I watched Delta heavily. And I went from like being focused on the candles last challenge accounts to being focused more on Delta. Now, Delta is a trading style of mine and it's a part of my trading strategy, but I had neglected it too far. I had neglected it too much in my last challenge, essentially. And this time I wanted to change that. As far as I can recall, those were the 3 major changes that I had made that kind of helped me just be more consistent. But there was one more action that I avoided doing, and I'm gonna have to show it to you. So take a look at this. So one of the biggest things that I had made a mistake on is basically the entry of this trade. And I noticed that I was doing a lot on the trades that I was missing my breakout, and I didn't want to miss out on what I thought was going to be a move. So I would kind of chase an entry. So initially, I'm supposed to get an entry right here. Well, not right there, but right here. But for me, Delta didn't look right. And that was the main factor that caused me wanting to kind of skip out and miss out on the trade. Everything else looked pretty good. However, as the trade developed, we ended up getting a pop of that high. and we ended up running a few points. Look how far gone this is now. This has moved so much, but I don't want to miss out on the move. So what do? I take an entry here, and this ended up costing me because what did the candle do? It started to wick all the way back and retrace the full move. The biggest change that I would say changed in my trade selectivity was that if I didn't get in on it before the breakout happened, I just counted it as me missing it. And I would just mentally be like, okay, time to look for the next one. And as a scalper, like, there's so many trades that you're gonna be able to take that you just gotta be okay with missing some of them, right? Now, as an intraday trader, it may be different. But then again, you could also make the argument as an intraday trader, you don't really need to worry about the entry as much. However, as a scalper, you do. And there are so many trades that you're gonna take in a day where you don't really need to worry about missing one opportunity or two opportunities, or hell, even three opportunities, because you're just gonna find them again somewhere later down on the session. All right, excuse the messy office. We're gonna go over some of the, I wanna say, key moments, funny moments, bloopers in this challenge that we had. And I kind of wanna first start off with this one, because this has got to be, by far, I don't really know what this is, but I enjoyed it. So during this session, this was my first session back. This was the session where I actually passed the 50K eval. And I was having an issue. I was having a big issue with, let's say, my hotkeys. So let me show you what was going on.
Bro, what the fuck? Bro, oh my God, this shit, I'm sorry, bro, but this shit keeps costing me, dog. Why the fuck this shit keep opening Copilot, dog? Oh my God, this is the second time this is, brother. No, fuck, I don't even pay it anymore, dog. I don't even want it. This shit just saved me, bro. I don't even.
I may have got saved a few losses today because of my guy, Microsoft Copilot. For some odd reason, I have my keybind as like, I'll kind of show you. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but it's this button right here and then 1 or 3, right? So this button right here and 1 will be buys. This button right here, 1, it will be market sells. They're both market executions. And then X will flatten all my orders. However, like, I don't know, I came back today from vacation and for some odd reason, I just could not execute a trade. And I think it saved me from like 2 losses, but also kind of cost me like 2 big winners at the same time too. But it was kind of funny, and I just kind of wanted to show that. The other moment I wanted to show was on the 3rd. And this probably was one of the most key, impactful moments in the whole challenge, simply because it could have went wrong very quickly, and to the point where I probably wouldn't even be making this video for you guys.
Oh, what the fuck? Man.
So basically, right, every time I log into Quant Tower, I used to trade minis, or micros, sorry. And 10 micro contracts on Quant Tower was $200 of risk. However, since I switched over to minis because I was trying to get my funded accounts back, essentially, they've kind of always been on like kind of defaulting to 10 mini contracts, which is $4,000 in risk. So I had entered this trade, and by the time I had entered the trade, I was down $1,000. At this point, I was just pretty much like, you know what? Fuck it. I made a colossal mistake. I learned from it. I immediately changed it to where now it defaults to 2 contracts. So worst case scenario, I'm just risking like $80 if I was trading micros. However, I kind of perceive this account as being done with. After making a colossal mistake like that, putting myself back pretty much 2 days worth of profit, and trying to get these accounts done as fast as possible is also another thing as well too. I decided to enter another trade for 10 contracts. So yeah. Luckily it went in our favor and I had closed immediately because I got scared. But
I did, nigga. I should have had that shit. Fuck. That shit would have been clean, bro.
Excuse my extensive cursing. I do curse a lot. That's something you'll get to know about me, you know, as time goes on and you guys get to know my channel a little bit more. But neither here nor there. We passed this challenge now. We have 2 funded accounts back. Let's talk about what's going to be next. So I still have 4 more evals that I need to trade before probably April 3rd. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to trade 1 a week. And the reason why I trade 1 a week is because, I don't know, I'm not I want to say I'm not comfortable copy trading yet, but I haven't like opened myself up to like the perceived risk of copy trading multiple accounts at once. I haven't no, I am going to say that. I haven't got comfortable with it yet. So I'm going to trade them one by one in the meantime. It's just a lot easier for me until I'm ready. But what's next is, now that I have 2 of them, I want to knock out these 4 as fast as humanly possible. And then I want to, get trading on the 2 to kind of work towards my goal of $73,000 in payouts. And of course, work towards my first ever payout in trading, which would be very meaningful to me, especially after 2 years of trading futures and 4 years trading in general. It'd be very meaningful to kind of see a balance hit my bank account. So, knocking on wood, but we're working towards that. We have 2 funded accounts now in the chamber, so we'll work towards that. My plan for the funded accounts is to just trade 1 mini contract, and then as soon as we get to 10 points in profit, just move my stops to break even. I want to see how that method goes. I could just like take 10 points and call it quits, but yeah, we're gonna try that out for a little while and see how it goes. It shouldn't affect me too much. I mean, like, I'm risking $200, so it 30 days, I'll either be up or down 1,000. It doesn't really matter, right? But I'm just kind of working my way slowly but surely to getting the payout, which I believe is more than possible to do. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys know my motto: be a problem solver. And see you guys next time, until the last time. Also, thank you for your support on the last video. I had to make sure I was recording. Thank you for your support on the last video. It truly meant a lot. And for everybody who's stuck this long into the video, I want to thank you with a kiss.